Now, we will not have overnight hundreds of people who are well exposed to the rest of the world, who have developed the leadership skills over a period of time. We don't have that access. We cannot afford to wait for decades. So we have to learn to first demystify knowledge. Now, if we can lay out a process, make it, segment it, and then make it into component parts, then each part can be dealt with by people who don't necessarily have to have huge experience. Therefore, if you demystify knowledge, then you can make ordinary people do extraordinary things. And that would call for greater emphasis on training, greater emphasis on standardization, so on and so forth.
Which is the process re-engineering that we all talk about.
And that's right. And you connect given metrics. So we consider ourselves not as being in, let's say, in the sector of social activity, but we are saying that we are in the business of discovering the right metrics. It is as simple as that. That, at least that has been my experience. No matter what you do, there are only two things. You are in the business of first discovering the right metrics and then making them behave. Now, I would like to take one example. In case of, let's say, United States, when a call is received, then the system is efficient, and therefore within 10 minutes you can expect the ambulance to reach. But United States has not dealt with the problem of what happens in between these 10 minutes. Today, technology holds answers for you. So we have discovered a metric which says that in 100% of the cases where you receive a call, you have virtual hand-holding, which means that the person stays online, a doctor is online or a paramedic online. If someone consumes poison, then they are helping them go through certain first aid procedures, or they are informed, so that you are able to attend to an emergency right from the moment the information is received. So there are such opportunities. Now, for any to not make the phone ring for more than one is not a difficult thing, because that's one item. And all you have to do is do better capacity planning, have mechanisms so that the less important things can be easily switched to more important things, so on and so forth. They all arise out of asking what we internally call a million questions. So it is not about having the answers. These days, asking the right questions is the more difficult stuff, because all you have to do is do a Google search. You will find an answer most of the time.
I'm going to switch subjects and ask you a right but tough question. The general view is that all these IT people want to get H visa, green card, and run away and generally make money. And yet, you have been able to get a lot of employee time tiding and involvement of your employees in these activities. What has been the secret of that?
Jerry, for all of us, the tougher thing in the organization is to make our aspirations be realized. Therefore, to make the measures behave, right? So I would be lying if I say that all the discovered measures, behave well in Satyam. But one measure that appears to behave well is the measure around 10% of the people providing 10% of their time. We were most surprised that this is one measure which always remains in green. People are quite excited about participating in social causes because it makes them feel good. If they can give back experience, and then in the process it can wipe a tear off one's face, nothing gives as much satisfaction. What we have attempted to do is create virtual platforms, bring sufficient clarity as to what kind of projects exist, and give them freedom to choose what they like. And we have found that the participation levels are high. In fact, the problem is the other way around.
They are available projects.
So many of our, the other day someone comes to me and tells me these people are lying, and what do you mean? And they say that they are not disclosing that they are on the projects because their project manager may question them.
Well, I'm going to stop with that, but I thought the opening story, really, I mean, we all go back in this country to some stuff or the other from Mahatma Gandhi sooner or later. But as in the last 10, 15 years, new wealth, as distinct from tons of inherited wealth, has been created. I think this whole concept of trusteeship that Mahatma Gandhi left with us is something that has become precious, and you, sir, represent, and that story about you and your brothers joining together to do this in memory of your father is so reflective, so touching story. We wish you all the best, and we hope there'll be many more Rajus coming out of this because of this interaction. Thank you.
Thank you. If it was the other way around, if I was interviewing you, these are the very questions I would have asked, and then I can tell you that you have been doing fabulous work yourself.